right. All right, believers. Good evening. Good evening. How are you doing? I hope that you are well. This is Love Coach Josh. I am coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. How are you tonight? Are you doing all right? If you are not, we're going to work on that a little bit tonight because I know that you're here because you have been dealing with the trauma, the stress, the anxiety, the betrayal of your loved one, your beloved, the person that you really care about the most, cheating on you. And I completely understand exactly what you're going through because I too have been through that said cheating. My husband cheated quite a bit, but we are 14 years past D-Day number umpteen, and we are much better now. I am trust me. I am feeling like I can tell you all about my story without it hurting me. Okay. So I want you to be able to get to that point. That's where I want you to do. So that's what we are here for when on the Healing Hour Live, to get you on the healing path. I do know some things about how to get there, and that's what I want to teach you. Every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern in my Love After Cheating group and in Instagram on my Love Coach Dasha page. Like and subscribe and all of that. And on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the bells, all the notifications, all of the things. Come join me as I'm trying to help you down the healing path. I don't want you to keep on hurting. I want you to feel like you can get past this. I know that that's what you want. That's what I hear all the time in the group. It's where I hear all the time from the women who talk to me or I coach. They just want to feel better. They don't want to feel like they're going to be stuck feeling horrible for the rest of their lives, for the rest of this relationship, however long that lasts. We are going to have our long lasting, happy relationship in spite of this happening. You just got to get a few things down, just a few things. I call that the Dreams Formula. Dreams Formula is here for you to be able to help you figure out how to navigate the healing path. The Dreams Formula is pretty simple. I'm gonna go on about it a little bit later, but I just need you to know that that is what I have for you to follow step by step to get to where you want to be. But before we do that, we're going to start like we always start. I am always going to tell you these two things every time we talk, every time you see me live, every time you see me on these videos. I am going to tell you two things. You know what those two things are? If you're here now, you're on the replay, give them to me. Let me know that you know what the two things are that I'm always going to tell you, that I'm always going to start you off with, that I'm always going to say is going to be helpful to your healing. Do you know what they are? If you do, put them in the comments. But it is your journaling and your deep breathing. I want you to take these things seriously. I know it seems super simple. I know it's like, oh my God, breathing. I'm like, of course, breathing. Well, yeah, breathing, because you have been through a trauma, and trauma is a physical reaction in our bodies. So we have to start countering that reaction. We have to start doing something about it. We can't just let it go on like this. You know how excited you feel right now? You know how anxious and stressed out you feel, right? Well, we got to interrupt that process from happening. And one of the best and easiest ways to do that is to do your deep breathing. So we do a 4-7-8 deep breathing pattern. What you do is you blow out, try and get as much air out of your lungs as you can, deflate them like balloons. Then you're going to inhale through your nose if you can. You know, my sinuses are crazy with our weather right now. Our weather is like 70 degrees one day, 40 degrees the next day. We don't know what we're doing right now. But if you can breathe through your nose for a count of 4. You're going to hold that breath for a count of 7. And then you're going to blow out like you're blowing out a whole cake full of birthday candles for a count of 8. What this does is it starts to bring you back from hyperventilating. When you are super anxious, when you've been through a trauma, you're going to hyperventilate. You're going to sip the air instead of fully breathe it in and out of your lungs. So in order to counteract that, you must do your deep breathing, okay? So I want you to do your deep breathing with me right now. That's what I want you to do. It's very simple. 4, 7, 8. I will even guide you along the way. We're going to do this 3 times, but usually I want you to do it 5 times 5 times a day. That is going to help you to just steadily be bringing the anxiety down. You are going to be consistently interrupting that anxious reaction that you are having. Don't wait for you to be anxious already. Go ahead and start doing it as soon as you wake up in the morning, before you put foot to the floor, and when you go to bed at night, and like 3 other times during the day. Don't wait until you're anxious to do it. You can do it when you're anxious, absolutely. But what you want to do is every day start to push it down, bring it a little bit further down than it was yesterday. You're consistently working on it. All right. So 5 times a day, but we'll do it 3 times together for the sake of time. All right. So we're going to blow out. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. How do you feel? How does it feel when you do the deep breathing? Let me know. I always want to hear about the deep breathing. If you have started doing the deep breathing, you're like, damn, Dasha, that actually does work. That has brought my anxiety level down. I want to hear from you. Message me. Send me a message on my YouTube, my Love Coach Dasha Facebook, Love Coach Dasha Instagram. Put a message on a YouTube video. I don't care. I want to hear that this deep breathing is working for you. Let me know. All right. I do not bite. I want you to talk to me. I want you to tell me what's going on with you so we can get you on the healing path. All right. Okay. This light is kind of blinding me. But the next thing that we're going to do, make sure I'm not missing anybody. Gotta refresh that page so I can see. Oh, if you are watching me on the Love After Cheating page, come to StreamYard.com/Facebook. Go to that and allow them to see your name so then I can see your name in the little studio system that I have set up. It's the StreamYard system. So I'll be able to see everybody as they're talking. I can see what your name is instead of just Facebook user. All right. I can call people by their names because I definitely want to call you by your name. I am very respectful like that. All right. Okay. So the next thing that I want you to do is do your journaling. Have you been doing your journaling? Have you been sitting down and giving yourself a little bit of time, a little bit of self-care, and doing your journaling? You need to be doing that. You need to be working on that. That is another way that you're going to start to interrupt this anxiety. A lot of the time you have those repeating thoughts, right? They're very repetitive. They're very, very destructive. They get on your nerves. Hi, Rel. I didn't even say you over there. Hey, glad you stopped by, Rel. How you doing? But you've got to do this. You've got to sit down with yourself, with your thoughts, and put them down. Commit them to paper. What you are doing when you do that is you are showing your brain that you care enough to listen. You hear your brain freaking out and getting upset and telling you things that you want to shout at your mate, but you don't need to shout them at your mate every single time. You don't need to do that. What you can do is write it in your journal, and then you have some records, okay? The good stuff, the bad stuff, indifferent stuff. I want you to write it in your journal. Is giving yourself a little bit of time. That's the first thing. That you need self-care if you're going through a trauma. You got to take care of yourself just a little bit. So like 5 minutes in the morning, 5 to 10, 5 to 10 in the evening. I mean, tops, it's 20 minutes you're giving yourself a day just sitting down and working on your journaling, okay? So give yourself that. Give yourself that little bit of self-care, please, please, and thank you. What you need to do, oh, wait, I can't see. Somebody's on Facebook. Charmaine, hey, how you doing? Glad you're joining me. You doing okay? Have you been doing your deep breathing and your journaling? I know you know about that. But hi, I'm glad that you're here. But your journaling, what you need to write in your journal is you need to do your date, you need to do the time, you need to do your level of anxiety, okay? Every single time, because this is going to come in handy later. What you need to do is write those things down when you first start before you even write any other words on the page, because number one, you might find some patterns in the dates and the times. You might be able to tell when you're going to be triggered because you've written it down. You'll be like, oh, every Thursday. Okay. Every single solitary first of the month. Okay, all right, I see. You'll be able to see that because you've actually written it down and you can go back and look through it. You can become a scientist. You become a scientist gathering data and being able to actually find patterns in the things that happen to you. It is a beautiful thing. It is a great way to exercise a little bit of control over the situation, which is going to make you feel better too. All right. Then, besides the date and the time, doing your anxiety level. You want to start with your anxiety level and end with your anxiety level. What is it? Is it zero? Zero is everything is beautiful, all is right with the world. All right. 10 is I want to rip my hair out, tear my clothes off, run screaming down the street naked because I am just that out of control because of this anxiety. It has gotten to me. I am there. I am not okay. All right. Usually, if you're at a 10, you're not going to be journaling. So you can usually kind of tell that that's where you're at. You're like, oh no, I'm not running down the street naked. So I must not be at a 10. So you may be at a 9. You may be at an 8. But when you write down what's going on inside, your feelings, you come back at the end of it and you say, okay, where is my anxiety level now? You may find that it dropped while you were writing. Very often it does. The activity gives your brain something to do other than sit there and stress you out. All right. You got to make your brain do different things to be able to get through this trauma. You cannot let it just run wild. It is traumatized. It is going to do all that it possibly can to make you miserable, to focus on the misery that is going on in your life right now. So you can't just let it run wild. You can't just let it do whatever it feels like doing because you are going to suffer for it. Okay. We've got to break this up. We've got to break up that trauma response. So these are two ways that are really good to break up that trauma response, to stop it in its tracks, to give your brain another task, something else it needs to do to be able to say, okay, wait a minute, I am in control here. You are not. I understand that you're trying to help me, brain. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for loving me like that. But I don't need this freak out right now. Okay. All right. You with me? All right. Okay, let's see. What else? Oh, another thing that you can do that you can control, that you actually have control over, is being happy about stuff. I know, right? The trauma will make you forget. The trauma will make you forget all about it. It will make you believe that nothing good could happen. What could possibly happen that's good for me? Everything is terrible. Everything is awful. I cannot believe my luck. I am just if I didn't have bad luck, I have none at all. You could think that, yeah, but reality is your life is not actually that bad. You may have some issues, okay? I'm not gonna sit here and say that you don't have issues. You may have some, but you are still standing. You're still trying. You still have the internet and you are talking to me. Everything is not as terrible as your brain is trying to make it out to be. Again, we have to interrupt that litany of awful that your brain will tell you in its autopilot state. Okay. So, one way to do that is to do your gratitude. Hey, Megan, glad you're here. Hello. Hello to you. Glad you're here with me. Y'all give me something for Thirsty Thursday. There's nothing on the post. Usually I go right to it, and there's nothing on there today. What was happening? Everybody was running around. It was what was it? An ice storm in the middle of the country. I think we kind of threw some people off. But y'all give me something good that has happened today. Give me some positive that has gone on during your week this week. Tell me about it. All right, let me see. What else? There was some good that I saw in the group. Let me say some of that. I always say there's always something good in here. That's why you need to join the Love After Cheating group. If you are on my Instagram and you had never heard of my Love After Cheating group, you need to come on over there, jump in on this. If you are a woman who has been through infidelity and you are trying to heal and you are trying to get past it, you're not trying to just leave your relationship. You found your person, you want to be with them, but everybody keeps telling you that you shouldn't. Come on over to Love After Cheating. If you're on YouTube and you have never heard of the Love After Cheating group again, come on over, because awesome women being extremely supportive, for the most part, following the rules that we don't tell each other to leave. Every now and again, we get somebody who's already talking about leaving, so then people will rah rah behind them. I still don't even do that. I am here. If you come to my group, I am always going to tell you what you can do to move forward without leaving. That's what I'm going to tell you every single time. If I get a chance to answer one of your questions in the group, I am always going to tell you to stay. If you are saying, "Oh, I want to leave. I don't want to do this anymore," I'm going to kind of encourage you not to, because do you have anybody else to do that? I know I didn't. I did not have anybody else who would say, "Oh, no, no, no. I know you're freaking out right now. I want you to go ahead and calm down because this is the person that you love and you want to be with them." I never had that person. So I'm going to be that person for you. Okay. So if you join my group, you're going to get that from me every single time. I am not going to rah rah you leaving your relationship, leaving behind the person that you love. I'm not going to cheer for that, because if that's not what you want, then that's not a victory. People can always say, "Oh, well, you'll just heal from it because you left." I'm like, well, if you don't want to leave, I'm like, then you're adding to the misery that you're already experiencing. You're adding a wound that you don't have to add. So I'm always going to tell you to stay. I'm going to tell you that if you come to my group, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to judge you. If you have that desire to stay, I'm going to agree with you. Okay. And if you are saying, "No, I don't know if I want to stay. I don't know." My thing is to tell you, go ahead, you can do this, you can work it out. All right. So Samaya, she is giving so much love right now. She is giving me life with her comment right now. She said, well, this is the whole post. She said, "As D-Day is approaching 2 years, I can proudly say that if you and your partner put in the work and recover and come out better, that it is amazing. It took me a year and a half to let that hurt go. I was so bitter, resentful, and angry for so long. I lost myself. I realized that I had to forgive myself before I could forgive him. In the beginning, I felt if I forgave him, then I was somehow betraying myself." Ain't that some stuff? They make us believe that. They make us believe that, oh, if you forgive the person that you love, then there's something wrong with you. No, there's not. No, there's not. You should be able to do that. Why not? It's not a bad thing to do, but people will make you feel like it is. Though many months of individual and couples counseling, I worked hard to find myself emotionally and mentally. Since I've forgiven myself, I've healed myself in a healthy way. With healing means I have the capacity to forgive him and really work on our marriage. We started dating again, communicating more, and became more intimate in more ways than one. I never thought I could get back to falling in love with him again and being happy with him again. We've gotten to the point where this man makes my heart and fanny flutter. He reassures me when I need without hesitation. Now, don't get me wrong. At some moments, I do still get in my head, but with his communication, he quickly clears my head of any self-doubt. I always see negative experiences on here, which is what the page is for. But I came on here today to let you guys know that there is hope for your relationship if you're willing to put in the work. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. We were thrilled with your TED Talk, Samaya. I did not get to even read. There was a scammer that posted underneath it, and I was talking to you about the scammer. I hadn't even read what you wrote yet when I saw the scammer, and it was erasing the scammer. So I'm super excited that you are feeling like that 2 years out, you're like, okay, I get it. I get it now. It's possible. Yeah, I remember I was freaked out for a minute, but I got through it. I worked on me. And that's the big thing. You got to work on you, because you can't fix anybody else. You can only fix you. That's it. That's all you can do. And that is all anybody's asking you to do, is just to work on you. Don't worry about their part so much. If you work on your part, you put a little consistency into that, it's going to start to change things. Okay. I promise you, that's how it works. Every time I got focused on what he was doing, I swear it messed up. I swear it just went hell every single time I was worried about what he was doing. When I focused on myself, focused on my own issues, focused on my own insecurities, focused on my reactions, calming myself, centering myself again, getting myself out of the habit of the reaction of trauma. When I worked on that, he started working on his part, and it healed and it fixed. And all I had to do was worry about me. You don't have to worry about him. That's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is you. That's it. That's all. That's all you got to do. That's why this is such an easy thing to do with the dreams formula. All right. So let me see. I see people commenting. I'm sorry. People are messaging me. If I don't know what's going on, you can't see. I'm everywhere. I can see myself on Facebook. I don't know why you can't. I'm sorry, because I know this is who is this? This is JM. JM, I know you because I want to answer your question live, but you're not here because you can't find me. Hold on, let me tell her. Refresh the page. All right. You should see. All right. Let's see. Talked about good stuff. Let's go to the and cards. These are a lovely little deck. You are freaking out. You're having problems. You want to talk about stuff, right? You want to get closer. And what you want to talk about is the cheating, right? You want to ask a whole bunch of questions and go over things that you have already been over. I know you want to do that, but I want to give you a different way to go about just talking. If you want to just talk, if you want to get closer again, if you want to feel good instead of rehashing the trauma and re-traumatizing yourself all over again, let's do it a better way. All right. So this is one good way that you can do it. This is this is the healing edition. They have a couple other editions. They have like parent-child one. They have like a long-term relationship one, all types of stuff. You can get this from theskindeep.com. Excellent questions that you can just sit and talk to your honey, and not about the cheating, but you can feel a little bit closer. So we're going to do a couple of those. Let me make sure I can see anybody commenting. The light is blinding me. All right. Where is, oh, I can't say. Refresh. There we go. All right. So we got a couple of these questions. And let's see. The first one says, when does conflict arise between us? And what can we learn from those moments? Okay, all right. I'm with that. When does conflict arise between us? And what can we learn from those moments? When does conflict arise between us? And what can we learn from those moments? That's a good question. That's something we can talk about. Yes, we are having some conflict. Let's talk about it. But let's not talk about it in you did me so wrong and you're so terrible and I hate you so much. Let's talk about it in a way that maybe we can solve this together. We can do a little bit better than we had been doing together. I like that one. That's a good question. All right, let's see. Who is? Oh shoot, there we go. I had to move that up so I could see. Let's get another question. Oh, that one fell out. Let's see. What is a value we do not share in common? And why do you think that is? Ooh, that's a couple of conflict cards right there, ain't it? All right, that was a couple of them. There's a little bit of conflict, a little bit anxiety that we might produce off of these questions. But what is a value that we do not share in common? And why do you think that is? Because a lot of the time that's some family stuff. A lot of the time that's your history, your issues, your people. Yeah, a lot of that. Most of the time, that's where you get your values from. So if you don't share those, then that's probably where it came from. All right, let's see. And what do you think scares me the most? Oh, that's a good question. What do you think scares me the most? What would you say about your honey? What do you think scares him the most? Tell me about that. If you got If you got any ideas about that, post it in the comments. Let me know what you think your honey would say scares him the most. Do you know that answer? You might not know that answer. All right. So that is the basics. That is the stuff that you can always do. You can always go to being grateful. You can always go to journaling. You can always go to deep breathing. All good options for when you're having a little freak out, when you're feeling a little triggered. Those are things that you can do, that you can control. You can't control the other person. You can't make them do what you want them to do. And even in the moment, most of the time it wouldn't work anyway. They can do all of the right things in the moment and you're still going to be freaking out because it's a trigger. That's what it is. You're not healed in that area. And so you freak out sometimes. All right. So nothing they do is really going to fix that. Nothing they do is really going to change that. What you got to do is face the trigger and deal with it in a constructive way. But while you're having those triggers, do some of those things, some of those activities. Do your deep breathing, do your journaling, be grateful for things. Think about how good things can go instead of how badly things can go. You got to remember that. You got to remember what's up with that because it's real easy to forget. All right. The trauma will try and make you believe nothing good ever happens to you, but that's not true. It is a lie. Do not believe it. All right. The negative thoughts in your head are lying to you. All right. Hey, Tony, how you doing? Over there on Instagram. Hi. I am doing the Healing Hour live, talking about getting past infidelity. If you've been cheated on, for my girls out here, if you've been cheated on, but you want to stay, you want to work it out, that's what we're talking about today. All right, let's see. Do you have any comments? Let me know if you're here. You got comments, thoughts? Tell me about some stuff. Let me know what's going on with you. Are you doing well? Oh, good. I'm glad you've been good. All right, let's see. Oh, Beth. Oh, most definitely. Yes, war would definitely scare him, right? He grew up in a war-torn country, so definitely war would automatically be one of those things that really scares him. I can imagine. Good gracious. Yeah, imagine what that's like growing up in a country where your family got torn apart by a war. Good Lord. It's hard. It's rough. So yeah, I can imagine with him. That is definitely a big fear. I know he's got to be a little traumatized with the stuff on the news right now. The whole Russia thing. All right, let's see. Anybody else? And anybody else? Beth is on it. Beth is always on point with my questions when we do these lives. She is on it. But anybody else? Let me know if you know what your honey would say he's afraid of. All right, let's see. Let's see. What can we do next? All right, let me tell you, right? Okay. I told you when the group got to 3,000, right? I was going to go ahead and unveil the next challenge that we're doing. Now, technically, we're not at 3,000. We would have been at 3,000, but the scammers had to show up and ruin my numbers. So I kept having to take people out because I will boot you out of my group for being all scammy. Okay. I will definitely do that. We do not need that in the group. All right. But I know it's going to happen this week. I know before I get back to you next Thursday, it is going to happen. It's only like 9 people away from 3,000. So I know that's going to be like tomorrow. All right. So since that's the case, and since I am here with you tonight, I want to go ahead and tell you what the next challenge is. Are you excited? I'm excited because I love doing these challenges. When I do these challenges, this works. You have an entire week with me when you are really working on just drilling down on one portion of the healing path. And we are working on it. We are doing it. And this time, it will be in April, starting April 4th, Monday, April 4th. It is going to be the Trust Issues Challenge. Oh, I love the Trust Issues Challenge. I think this is like the second challenge that I ever did. And I'm trying to tell you, every single time I do it, it's awesome. Every single time we do the trust issues challenge. People learn stuff. They get a little bit more hopeful. They're feeling good. They are working on that trust because that's what you got to do. When you've been through this trauma, your trust is all blown to hell. You have to actually work it out. You have to exercise your trust just like it's a muscle. Okay. We're going to be defeating the damage that this trauma has created with you. And we are going to be working out those trust muscles every day for a week in the group. It's going to be 10 a.m. It's going to be bright and early. So you start off your day working on the trusting aspect. Okay. You're going to start right off with that. All right. So that is going to be up in the group as soon as I get off. Matter of fact, I could probably put it up while I'm talking, but I am excited that we are doing the Trust Issues Challenge. I love doing the Trust Issues Challenge because that is the main thing, right? That is the thing that people have the most trouble with after infidelity. We got to figure out how to trust again. Like, it's difficult, it's hard, but your trust is like any muscle in your body. You can work it out. You can exercise it. You can make choices towards its health, and you can get your trust back. I promise you, I swear that you can do this. So I am pasting it into the comments right now, posting comments everywhere for the Trust Issues Challenge. I'm putting it in the group. So it is already down in the comments. I want you to go and sign up for the Trust Issues Challenge. You need to do this with me, okay? It's going to be 6 weeks away. It's about almost 6 weeks away. Just to get a little bit of time so everybody can join in and get some stuff together. Because if you get in on the challenge, you sign up before that Saturday before we start, I'm going to send you some stuff. Okay. I'm going to be emailing you. We're going to be chit chatting before then. So you need to get in on this. I want you to go ahead and do it. And since you were in my group, since you were in my, love after cheating group, I want you to be there and be with me while I'm doing this challenge. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to be working on it. It is awesome to get into a group with women who are dealing with this the same way you are and actually like do the work together. You're not scared because it's like everybody's doing it. Everybody's with us. We're working on this. We are getting a little bit further down the healing path. We are working on our trust. Hey, it's not actually as difficult as I thought to work on the trust. And so we're going to be using the dreams formula every day. The dreams formula is going to be incorporated into the challenge so that you can get your trust back, or at least start to work on it, get some hope for it. Feel like, okay, I see that I can make these moves and it will build up that trust muscle for me. So I want you to join me. Join me for the challenge, the Trust Issues Challenge. It is coming up, April 4th, 2022. That is what we are doing. All right. So I hope you join me for that because you're going to have so much fun with me and I'm going to have so much fun with you. And I love to see you all working as a unit, working together, really working towards feeling better and getting that trust back and being able to be with your honey and be able to trust them, not sitting there always second guessing them and stressing about them. All right. Let me tell you about the dreams formula. Since we were on that one, we're talking a little bit about that. The dreams formula, real simple. I'm gonna go through it fast so I can answer questions. The dreams formula is this. It is 6 steps. That's all it is. It's step by step how you heal after infidelity, what you actually do. Okay, what you do to be able to get through it. Okay, so what I came up with is the first thing is the D. The D is decide that this is what you want to do. Decide that this person is worth it. Decide this is the person that you love enough to be able to forgive. Decide that you are going to break your rules and forgive somebody who cheated on you. It is a big decision. It is a hard decision to make. We made this decision in January in the last challenge, the Big D challenge, making this big decision, but it is just so simple if this is the right person for you. If this is the person that you love and you want to be with them, and any other thing that you think could go wrong, you could probably forgive them and you want to move forward, Make the decision. It makes things so much simpler when you just go ahead and make it and then stick with it. Decide that that's what you wanted and go for it. All right. The R is for the R is for recognizing and overcoming the fear speech. The fear speech is the stuff that you hear in your head. All of that chatter, all that stuff that's going on in your head that you need the deep breathing and the journaling for, that is fear speech. Okay. It is your brain, a small part of your brain called the amygdala. It's the worst case scenario portion of your brain. All it wants to do is tell you what awful things could possibly befall you now that you have decided to open your heart back up to this person. But the thing is, if you don't do that, you're going to be closed off for the rest of your life. If you keep on listening to the fear and the fears of other people, not just in your head, but other people will shoot at you, you will never be close to anybody ever again. You will never feel open and happy and trusting and vulnerable. And that sucks. You shouldn't have to go through that. You should be able to have a happy life where you get to trust people and be in love and do all of the things emotionally. So you've got to recognize that fear. You got to get past it. Then we've got the E, which is evaluating the why. Why did he do this? And it's three simple categories. It's sick, it's sad, it's stupid. One of those, or probably a mix of those, is why he did this. Usually people do the wrong thing because they're hurting. People drink too much because they're hurting somewhere. People do drugs because they're hurting somewhere. They want to fix the pain. That's why people do the wrong thing. So if he has done this wrong thing to you, there was some pain involved in that. So sick could be anything from mental illness to your hormones to a real chronic illness. Okay. Could be anything, autoimmune, all sorts of stuff. Then there is sad. Sad is a loss of some kind. Could be a person, could be of their own self-image, could be the relationship. Just feeling that loss, grieving. Grief makes us do all sorts of crazy things. Okay. And stupid. Stupid is not what you think it is, not because they're stupid, because of the stupid things we have been told about being in relationships. We have completely different standards for men and women. We have completely different standards for how we deal with one another. And so then we wonder why we have problems getting along in relationships. Of course, we're going to have problems because we were raised with very different values, very different ideas about what is normal and what is okay. So that's the stupid. Could be anything. Could be their parents, could be their mom cheated on their dad and they don't want to be the guy who gets taken advantage of. Their dad cheated on their mom and they see that as the thing. All sorts of crazy things that could happen that are just stupid. It's just stupid. It really is. It's a whole bunch of family stuff. It's a whole bunch of past trauma. It's a whole bunch of crap like that. It just is. Then there's the A, which is allowing the healing to happen. You got to get close again. You got to let down the walls. You got to put your ring back on. You got to start having sex again. You got to start trusting them. You got to actively do all of the things that a person that is healed would do. That is allowing the healing. A person that is healed wouldn't be tracking their phone every 5 minutes. Now, would they? No, of course they would not be doing that. So do what a person that is healed would do instead of what a hurting, scared, upset, fearful person would do. And that's what you've been doing, right? The fear has kind of taken over and it's been telling you what to do. We got to stop that. Again, stopping that automatic reaction from our brains. All right. M is managing the future feelings, figuring out how to deal with those triggers, trying to deal with those on a day-to-day basis and actually get to a place where you can deal with the trigger. Triggers you can't avoid. If you try and run from a trigger, it'll chase you. Okay. It's like a vicious dog. You can't do that. What you have to do with the triggers, you got to face it down. You cannot let it have its way with you. That's the big thing that you need to know about triggers. You cannot let it just tell you to do something and you just do it, because if you do that, you have cemented in your brain that that's the reaction. That's what you should be doing. And so it will be harder and harder every time to resist that same reaction. Okay. That's what you need to know about the triggers, just the basics. And then S in the dreams formula is for support. You got to get some support. You got to get some people around you who are with you on this decision and who are not going to sit there and shovel you fear speech and make you feel guilty and ashamed and sad and upset because you chose love, because you chose to try and work something out with the person that you love. Do not listen to people who try and make you feel bad about staying. They're not going to help you to actually stay, okay? You listen to those people if you want to go. If you want to walk out the door, you do that. But if you don't want to do that, you come to me. That's the support you need. You come to me and I will tell you about how to stay, how to get past those negative thoughts, how to wrestle with them, how to overcome them, how to get to the place where you feel open and loving and trusting. You feel like you can get through this. And you actually can. I swear you can. I've been through it. I know for sure that you can do it. All right. So that is the dreams formula. If you have any questions about that, let me know. I've been talking for quite a while. I don't see any questions yet. I am glad that you're here with me, though. All right, let's see. Don't forget, join the Trust Issues Challenge. The link is up. The link is up. All right, so let me see. Who else? I had questions. To answer. It was, oh, where's the post? Come on. I thought I pulled it up before. You know, it's got to be slow rolling while I'm trying to actually be live and talk to people. All right. Yeah. Okay, where'd it go? There we go. All right. So this is a 24-hour post. Every week on Wednesday night, I put up a post. You can ask me whatever. If you are going through this and you got some questions and you want me to answer them on the live, I will do that. Come on into the group. Look for the post every Wednesday nights. It's up by like 8:15, 8:30 if I'm late. And it will ask you what you want to talk about. Or you can go to the event. The event has a post too that will tell you can join me and ask me whatever. So I am here for you. I want to answer your questions. So Amrita gave a good question. Let me talk about that. Amrita, you said, how do you stop from snooping in your husband's phone to find stuff and feel like you're back where you started mentally? In my head, I keep finding the need to find evidence against his promises to be better. I usually find him looking up girls on Facebook and get so upset, and he doesn't understand that it feels like he's eye cheating while we are trying to move past his actual cheating. I feel so broken and hopeless. After I found out he was still looking up random girls and looking at pics and videos of them, he admitted he had a compulsive nosy eye problem. And Rita, you do too. Looking at his phone, you got a compulsive nosy eye problem too. But okay, because he saw how it broke me and deactivated his social media. I keep feeling like he will really work on himself or find another way or outlet for his addiction. And he will really work. He'll keep feeling like he will really work on himself or find another way or outlet for his addiction. Okay, let's not call it an addiction. He is a guy. A lot of guys look, okay? Their brains are kind of hardwired that way. Let's stop, like, the whole looking thing. I feel like that is way too much control to try and extend over a person. You're saying that they can't even look at stuff that they like to look at. They like to look at women. They just do. That doesn't mean anything about you. That doesn't have anything to do with your worth, your looks, how he feels about you, because he's in a relationship with you. Just looking at random women, that's just stimulation for his brain, okay? It's a little bit of dopamine flowing. That's all it is. You don't try not to get upset about him looking. But to answer your question, how do you stop snooping? You put his phone down. Amrita. That's it. That's all there is to it. You got to put his phone down. Stop picking up his phone. That is not yours. That's the whole thing. I know that everybody will tell you that, oh, you are justified in going through his stuff and he should have to be completely transparent and just hand over anything of his because you want to look through it. No. That's abusive. That is part of an abusive relationship. There's way too much control to try and expend over a person. That is not yours. You have to remember that. It's not yours. I know you want to know. I know that the fear in your head is screaming for you to know, but you can't do what the fear tells you to do and actually heal. We've already talked about that, right? That is why you can't do it. You can't. You just have to stop. You have to put it down. Put his phone down. When you got it in your hand, it's a hot potato, and you know it too. When you pick up his phone, you know it doesn't feel good, does it? Does it feel good to pick up his phone? Let me know. If you are listening to me now, you're on a replay, give me some comments about it. How does it feel when you have his phone in your hand? Do you feel calm and at ease? Do you feel happy and peaceful? Absolutely not, because you know you're doing something wrong. You're justifying doing something wrong, but you're still doing something wrong. So I want you to not live in a world where you're just justifying negative actions. If you want to live in a world where you get positive, you've got to work on the positive. You got to actually do that. So you can't be going around being sneaky, snatching up his stuff and inspecting it like you're his mother or something. You can't do it. You just have to put the phone down. Put it down, back away slowly. If you cannot do that, if you do not have the self-control to be able to put his phone down and leave it alone, have him change his code and do not ask him for it. Do not freak out about it. Do not try and figure it out. Do not make his phone lock trying to work it out. Just let him have the phone locked. All right. You're not going to heal like that. You're just not. You are going to be consistently re-traumatizing yourself because you are sure that you're going to find something. And if you keep on looking, all you're finding is he looked at people on Facebook, then he's not cheating. He's just looking at people. And that is not something that you can control. So you gotta just decide, okay, all right, I have looked and looked and looked, and I have not found him cheating anymore, and I am going to stop doing that. I am going to stop. I am going to leave the phone alone. I'm going to let it go. I am going to practice trust. I am going to do what a person who is healed would do and leave his phone the hell alone. Okay, that's how you do it, Amrita. That is how you actually accomplish it. It's what I had to do. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you that I did not have a hard time leaving his phone alone. But when I did it, I felt a whole lot better. I felt like I could get past it because I wasn't constantly looking for something bad to happen. That's what your brain is telling you. That automatic response is something bad is going to happen to you. You have to be on alert all the time. And then if you follow through with that, that's what will happen. You'll be on alert all the time. You'll always be anxious and you'll never get any peace. You'll never be able to forgive because you're always overstimulating your nervous system. So, gotta let it go. I know it sucks. And I know that people will get mad at me for that. I don't even care because I know what will work and what will not work. I tried it. I did it. Okay. Years of going through his phone didn't help me at all. Did not help at all. I could have skipped over it all and been a whole lot better off and healed a lot faster if I had just gone on him dead. All right. That is the answer to that, Amrita. That is the answer. Let's see. I had another question. Let's see. JM, did you ever get on? I hope you found me, JM. Hey. All right. JM said, let's see. How to ever get back to being intimate. And also wondering if he is in fact behaving. Sometimes get triggers. All right. JM, so much. I know, right? Okay, the first thing is the triggers. Like I said, with the triggers, the triggers are sensory. It's things that affect you and remind you of the trauma. So you got to face them. A lot of the time you can desensitize yourself to them. You can keep on working with them so much that you get to a place where they're regular again and they're not a threat. So, face the trigger. Don't try and run from it, because when you try and run from it, it'll chase you. I promise you, and it's going to win. Okay. You might as well go ahead and feel the feelings and then work through them. Another good thing you can do when you're triggered is to figure out where you feel it in your body. Where does it happen? It's a physical reaction. This is not just in your head. This is not just emotional. This is real physical body stuff that's happening to you. So where do you feel it? Is it in a tightness in your head? Are your jaws clenched? Are your shoulders up around your neck? Or is your heart thumping? Is there a pit in your stomach? Where in your body does it show up when you're having a trigger? You got to pay attention to that point in your body. You got to focus on that one when you're doing your deep breathing. How bad is that part of your body acting up when you're doing your deep breathing? How bad is that part acting up when you're doing your journaling? When you're about to go to sleep at night? All of those things, figure out where you feel it, and then track that feeling back. Try and figure out, okay, when was it smaller than this? Is there something that happened that made it bigger than this? That's why your journaling is so important, because you'll be writing this stuff down without even realizing. You'll be talking about the stuff that happened before a trigger, and you won't even realize that that's what it was. All right. So even before you consciously understand that you are having a trigger, your body can tell you that you are starting to get triggered. So if you start paying attention to that part, you'll be able to catch it sooner and sooner and sooner, instead of waiting for it to go full blown Godzilla on you. Okay. That's how you deal with the triggers. And then wondering if he's behaving. That is trust. That is what that is. It, to believe the best of him, to believe he is in fact behaving. That is what trust is. And that is just something you practice. It's just every day lifting that weight. The weight is, he could be doing something wrong. Yes, I know, but I believe in him. He could be out with that woman right now. He might be, but I am trusting that he loves me and he wouldn't hurt me like that. It is a weight that you have to resist in order to build up that muscle. You got to believe the best of him. If you don't have any reason to think that he's out there wilding, believe the best of him. If you don't have any evidence to the contrary, believe the good thing about the person that you love. All right. Act like a person who is healed. And then as far as getting back to being intimate, um, I'm just like a go for it type of girl. Okay. Go for it. Do the stuff that you like. If you need to just be in control, tear his clothes off, jump on top of him. If you just need to have that in order to like feel it safe enough to be able to start down that intimate path again, I'm just saying go for it. Your brain is going to be screaming at you that you shouldn't do it. And that is because it knows that intimacy, having a little bit of sex, having a little bit of fun together, feeling good together, having those hormones boiling is going to make it easier for you to be able to forgive and get closer. And so your brain is going to be screaming at you not to do that. However, if you just decide to go ahead and go for it, you're like, nope, I'm going to feel sexy. I'm going to think about it all day. And this is what I always tell women, think about it all day. Think about sex. Think about excellent sex all day long. Think about being close. Think about your bodies against each other, skin to skin. Think about how they smell, putting your nose right here to that point on their neck or smelling under our arm, how they smell, how their smell just kind of drives you crazy. Think about them all day, being with them, wanting to be with them, thinking about how sexy you are all day, thinking about how much you are just the love goddess, and he is just the luckiest man on the planet to be able to have a goddess in his bed. Think about yourself like that. Get yourself ready. Do a whole bunch of self-care. Make yourself feel good and relaxed and happy, smelling good. Get on your favorite lingerie or, something that makes you feel cute and comfortable. You can do that too. Little shorts, little booty shorts, little tank top, that type of thing will work. All of that stuff. Get yourself nice and shiny. Get some good smell good, some nice lotions. Make yourself nice and silky soft. All engage your senses. Sex is not just about the act. It's about preparing. It's about all of your senses engaging to be able to be connected to another person. So what you have to do is you have to start engaging your senses again. You have to start activating them and making them work towards, oh, we're going to be close. We're going to be a little close tonight. Okay, let me think about that. That's going to be fun. I think that's going to be nice. I think I'm going to get a little bit of hormones flowing, and we're going to hug and we're going to kiss and we're going to touch and things are going to be nice. And if you got to start off with just hugging and kissing, just that, start with that. Start off with a hug where you are hugging him from your chest to your thighs. Your entire body melted onto him like chocolate on ice cream, okay? Just melded to him. Chest to thighs, you are pressed against him. Let yourself melt and then take a few deep breaths or sync your breathing with his while you're in his arms. 20 seconds of that, your hormones are going to start kicking in. You're going to remember that you really do like this person. This is a person that does indeed make your body respond. Huh, I should do this a little bit more often. All right. And so that's how you start it. If you're trying to be intimate again, if you're trying to be close, that's how you start. Hugs work very well. 10-second kisses. If you kiss for 10 whole seconds, I'm trying to tell you, yeah, 10 whole seconds, you start to feel some things. It starts to stir up for you. Even if you are feeling some kind of way, if you are engaged and you are just focusing on your breathing, focusing on the person, focusing on being with them, you are going to start feeling some stuff. And it'll be a lot easier. All right. So that's what I do. That's what I thought is. Let me know if that is super difficult for you, or you're like, no, I could not possibly, or Tasha, you are nuts. There is crazy thing to say. Why would I do that? All right, let's see. Beth said, "Ooh, okay. When things are tense, what is a good way to break the ice? Like in a calm moment that is feeling awkward between the two of us. Breathe, exhale. That you're holding your breath. If the moment is awkward, you have kind of tightened up. All right, body language. That's the first thing. If you are sitting there and you are covering yourself, you're sitting there and your shoulders are all up and tight. You feel it across your back when it's like that. Your neck is tight, your jaw is tight. Relax all of it. Bring your tongue down from the roof of your mouth. Unclench your toes. People will be sitting there like this with their toes clenched in their shoes because they're anxious and feeling awkward. First things first, just relax. Focus from your toes to your head on just relaxing your body. All right. A lot of the tension is created when that tension is singing through the room because it's singing through your body. When you start to relax that, you relax the atmosphere around you and it may lift the awkwardness. It may just let it go. All right. Then, a lot of the time, what me and my husband do is we just start talking about normal stuff. You know, that joke they have on the internet? It's a meme that comes around all the relationship groups. They're like, married people don't apologize. They just ask each other stupid questions like, was the stove still in the kitchen the last time you went in there? Like, that's kind of what we do. I can't even say that doesn't work. It really does. That is okay. Hey, I know we were conflict. I got that. I know. But we're gonna let up on the conflict. I'm tired of the conflict. I don't think that you want to continue with the conflict. So we're gonna talk normal now. That's what we're gonna do. That's what you do. That is, I promise you, it really does work. Talk about something you saw on the news. I keep an entire folder, like one of those you can save stuff on Facebook and then you can like make it into like a separate section, and I have an entire one. It's just conversation starters, just weird, interesting, funny, endearing, happy, whatever stuff that I saw on the internet. And that if at any time, if we're going through something, we're stressed out, we're having a hard time, I can go to this list. I see that there's something funny on there and I can be like, here, look at this meme. And we're okay. Here we start talking again. All right. You don't have to just keep making it be awkward. You don't have to keep letting it be that. I know it sucks when it's awkward. I know it's just really, really stressful. It stresses you out. My computer just went black. I know it'll stress you out. Oh, I hope that didn't affect. Oh no, it doesn't look like it affected the stream. All right, hope it didn't affect the live stream. But yeah, that's one of those things that you can do. You can just reset, relax your body, do your deep breathing. Every time you exhale, let something else melt. Let some other part of your body just relax and calm down, because It's just the fact that your nervous system is overwrought. You're a little anxious. You're a little tense. You may not actually even. He might not be tense. You might be feeling tense. You might be making him feel tense because you're so tense, but he wasn't tense in the first place. So that happens too. So you have to be aware of your body. You're aware of what is going on with you, so that you can calm yourself, center yourself, and then that changes the atmosphere around you. Again, I say it all the time. Say it with me if you know it. When you change yourself, you change the things around you, okay? That's how it goes. That's how it works. So when you change yourself, you're changing those things. You are not just letting them stay the same. You are doing something about them. You are acting on them. So if everything's a little tense and awkward, and that, okay, fine. Or if it's tense and awkward, just you can sometimes just let it be tense and awkward. Just sit next to each other and hold on to his hand and sit back in the couch and watch TV and just let it be awkward for a few minutes, and then let the awkwardness dissipate. When you sit there and focus on it, a lot of time you get stuck on the awkwardness. So there's a couple ways you can handle it. I hope that helps. Let me know, Beth. Let me know if that is crazy or not. I always ask y'all if I'm nuts, if I am telling you terrible advice. I don't believe I am. I am telling you what worked. I am telling you what, actively changed things in my relationship. And I saw it in real time. I promise you, if you do the things that I tell you to do and you are steadily working on them consistently and you are like really controlling those freakouts, not letting yourself freak out a lot, the distance in between the times where you want to freak out is going to shorten. It's going to be less and less every single time. So you got to keep working on it. You just got to keep practicing. It's hard. It's difficult. I know it sucks. You shouldn't have to go through this. However, maybe that was just what was supposed to happen. Maybe this is some test of strength that you didn't even know you had. But now that it has happened, you put yourself out there. You have gotten to a place where you're like, okay, I do love this person. I do want this relationship. And I'm going to do something that I had never thought I would be able to do, which is go on and unconditionally love the person that I love. Who knew you could do that? I knew you could do that. I knew you could do that. All right. So I am going to kind of wrap it up because my computer screen just went blank. Like I can't see anything in the studio anymore. I can't see my Facebook. I can see nothing. It's just black for absolutely no reason. So, and it's already 9 o'clock. So I'm getting ready to go ahead and go. Good. I'm glad that sounds good to you, Beth. You just work on it. It's little things just every day. But I'm going to get ready to go. So in the comments, I'm going to post the link to get on my calendar. If you are stressing, you're having a hard time, things are going a little haywire, you want to talk to me, you need a session, get on my calendar. I am giving out free sessions until March 11th. That is the last day of the session. So there are still spots. If you want to get your spot, you need to go ahead and do it because they are filling up fast. Y'all really wanted to talk to me. I feel so loved. I do. I feel the love. I do, because so many women signed up so quickly for talking to me. And I've been talking to women all week long about just getting past this, getting through this. I will also be talking to you when we talk about my tech support program, my reconciliation tech support program. It's like having me in your back pocket. You see how positive I am now? I'm like this all the time. I am going to consistently tell you the positive thing instead of the negative thing. I'm going to let you do crazy stuff like freak out and chase him and go sneak up on his job, and I'm gonna tell you not to do that type of stuff. If you confide in me, if you go ahead and open up to me and let me know that you're doing it, I will tell you not to do that stuff. I will talk you off the ledge. I will help you get to a place where you feel a little bit better. So yes, do that. Get on my calendar and I will send you the link and everything about my tech support program. Matter of fact, since we're doing the 3,000 thing, I'm gonna go ahead and put it up in the group so you can check it out yourself. You can look at the page all you want to and see if it's interesting and you would like to do it. It's 45 days, 60 days, and 90 days. 45 days is $149. 60 days is $199, and 90 days is $249. They will never be this price again. This is like only the third full go round of actually having people in this program that I've opened up for this time period. So I've gotten pretty good at it. I have been always texting with people, but I feel like the program is going well. I feel like people are getting real benefits out of it. So it's not going to be this price the next time you see it. The next time I open up the doors after March 11th, it's not going to be this cheap. So if you are struggling right now, you might want to get on that. Okay. I only really recommend the 90-day for people who are dealing with this for more than a year. It takes a little bit of time to break through the habits that you have developed over that entire year. But if it's less than that, a couple months, you just found out, 45 days, 60 days is good. And you will be able to every day hear from me, every day text me, every day get emails from me that prompt you on your affirmation for the day and your journal prompt for the day. I will be encouraging you your deep breathing. I'll send you as handouts. I'll send you my book. I'll send you all sorts of stuff as you're going through the program. And you can talk to me too. You can get a couple Zoom meetings. If you get 45 or 60 days, you get 2 Zoom meetings. If you do 90 days, you'll get 3 Zoom meetings with me. So you will be having help every day. If you find yourself on the ledge, I will talk you down. As a matter of fact, I can come out onto the ledge with you, grab you, and then pull you in if need be. Okay. I will help you like that because I needed that. I know how much that is a valuable thing for when you're going through this, when you are devastated, when you are trying to grapple with your emotions. It's difficult. I want to help you do that. So get on my calendar. That's going to be as soon as my screen is out, not black anymore. I will post it in the comments on my Facebook page, and you can join me for and it's in my link tree on Instagram. I'm doing some things on Instagram. It's working. I'm trying to get more on Instagram. You're gonna see some more things from me in the coming days. But yeah, in my link tree, there's a link to the calendar, and in the Facebook group, there's a link to the calendar. So come on, get on my calendar. Come talk to me. I will give you a free session. We'll get you. By the end of the session, we will have a plan for you going forward. It may not be like for the rest of your life. It may not be for the next 6 months or so, but what you can do right this second to start down the path, we will start working on that. And then you can decide if you want me as a coach for you through my tech support program. And also my Recovery and Reconciliation membership is also open. Beth is in my R&R group. She's in my Recovery and Reconciliation group. We are such a great group of women. Excellent. It's a lot of healing going on, a lot of women coming together. We're talking every month I do a lesson, and every month I do a mindset meeting. And then the other 2 meetings a month are we just chill and we talk and we figure out, what's going on. I explain whatever they're having issues with at the moment. It is a great group of women. So if you're a little bit past the point where you need supervision, your emotions are kind of in check now, you're starting to grasp it, you're feeling like, okay, I can move along without daily having somebody tell me don't do something crazy, then come join the Recovery and Reconciliation membership. So I'm going to put both of those up in the group, but that's about it. Because I still can't see anything else. I'm so sorry. If you said anything else, I will definitely make sure to comment in the comments, but I can't see a doggone thing right now. I don't know why it did that. So it just flashed at me and then flashed back off. So apparently I need to restart my computer. Okay. All right. So that is about it for now. Thank you so much for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. We will be back again next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget, sign up for the Trust Issues Challenge. We are going to do the challenge. It's coming up in April. You're about to see all sorts of stuff about it in the group. I'm about to put up a poster, put up a post. I'll be talking about it for the next 6 weeks. So get ready for that. All right. Alrighty, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad that you were here with me for the Healing Hour Live. Make sure that if you have any questions, you message me. If you need to get on my calendar, get on my calendar, and I will check you out next time. What's a good affirmation for today? Dang, I didn't bring affirmation. Well, it's on the computer screen. A good affirmation for today is let's just go back to basics. I am enough. Keep that in your head this week. You are enough. The voices in your head are lying to you. You have always been enough. There was never anything wrong with you. It was always what was wrong with them. And you can't fix that. All right. So you're enough. You're enough all by yourself. Just because you can't fix somebody else doesn't mean that you're not enough. All right. Okay, y'all. That's it. I will talk to you again next week. All right. Bye. And now, how do I end the video without the computer being on? Huh? I don't know. If I just shut down the whole thing, unplug the camera, I don't know.